What is going on out there, peeps? Man, let's get into what's going on in Iraq. Besides all the crazy stuff, but there are some things that are very positive. Something I talked about over the summer looks and appears to be happening, which would be a huge boost, in my opinion, to the Iraqi economy and as far as their money woes are concerned. Quick reminder, everybody, if you're thinking about buying precious metals, give a consideration to our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. The link is in the description. If you are a first-time buyer over here in the United States or Puerto Rico and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. Again, January the 6th, big day. You guys be prepared. It is raining over there. It is wet over there. And the DC mayor is trying to make our lives hell. So they're trying to close down the hotel and refuse rally supporters from being able to come into DC or stay in DC. Now, I don't know how that's going to affect. I believe there was a Holiday Inn announced that they're canceling everybody's reservations and refunding the money for those of you who have already made reservations. I suggest wherever you are staying, and if you've already made your reservations, that you call the hotel to see if those reservations are still good. Don't procrastinate. You don't want to show up there and find out that you don't have a place to stay. All right? Make sure you check in. I'm just letting you know. I am looking forward to going there and seeing some people hanging out and having a good time. All right? You guys already know I got the hidden things in front of your eyes. It has gone up. It has gone up an amazing 4.7 thousand subscribers over the last few weeks, and I got all of you to thank for that. Again, there are things over here that I could post that I cannot post onto this channel, all right? It's just my way of separating the dirt, so to speak. I don't want to, if something happens to a video that I post, it knocks me out of the entire Pimpy's investment chat, and that's not fair. So you guys can subscribe to both and just go back and forth and check them out. There are some really good videos on here, as you are well aware of, but keep in mind also that they censor, remove, and edit. Yes. Excuse me, edit. I'm not even kidding. I found more videos in which they clipped some of the things I said out. I guess there's a small part of me that says, maybe that's not so bad versus them removing the video or just suspending the channel or just demonetizing it, I guess. I'm still demonetized, by the way, on my Pimpy's investment chat. But nonetheless, you can come over to the library. The link's in the description. It's just like YouTube, as you guys can see. All my videos are here. All of them, even ones that I cannot put on YouTube. So come on over and check it out. It's free to do so. And somebody will correct me on this, but I think you could actually earn cryptos just for watching videos. Right, we got Pimpy's Investment Chat and Facebook. You guys already know about this. This is a group in which everybody talks about investment opportunities, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. Come on through here. It's free to do so. Just sign on up. We'll get you in the group. And, again, if you have any questions about different types of investments, pop them in. There's a lot of knowledgeable people in there. They'll be able to answer your questions if I can't get to you. All right, all of a sudden now, because of the news that keeps coming out, it looks like people are starting to stock up a little bit more on dinar. And again, you guys, the websites I used to go to, they are out. And then the other ones that still have it, here's the trick. You buy it, and then they tell you later on, there is a delay. Yeah. What the heck is that about? Anyways, these people over here in the NESARA shop, the link's in the description. They ship anywhere in the world. You guys, here's the different currencies they have. And whenever you buy there and you use discount code, you can put Pimpy in and save yourself a few dollars. So this right here is big news. And let me tell you why. Sometime back in the late spring or early summertime, I did a video talking about they were discussing a deal that would allow Iraq to sell oil that had not been removed from underground yet. Yeah. The ability to sell the oil that has not been removed yet. Now, all of a sudden, we have this report. Look at this. Bloomberg. Iraq concluded one of the largest deals in history to sell oil in advance. The magazine goes on to say it's one of the largest deals in history. This is good. So what did they say? It said that the operations were carried out at the initiative of the Ministry of Oil, which was based on directives from the previous and current governments, pointing out that the former oil minister informed the company that it was searching for a mechanism to receive the sums in advance. The current command is the same. The payment mechanism is usually 30 days after loading the shipments, but according to the new mechanisms, the values of the shipments that will be charged for a full year are paid for a full year before loading with a certain period. Nice. Noting that Iraq got $2 billion at zero interest with the premiums over the price. Marketing elasticity has been set up for companies with a mechanism that does not affect Iraq, noting that several offers were made by companies and there was intense competition between, of course, the European and Chinese companies, and the Chinese companies won. Yeah, be careful, Iraq, you're dealing with these scandalous people. Nonetheless, it said that the flexibility that Iraq has granted to companies is that freedom to determine the day of loading the shipments, the export destination, the possibility of resale, and a set of the market benefits, provided that he gets in return $2 billion at a cost of zero, stressing that the cabinet approval this mechanism, but we did not inform officially to start implementation. So I spoke about this. I also showed you there was an IPO at the time. It was considered the most valuable IPO. Saudi Arabia was selling shares into an oil company based on future production. And then I said Iraq was looking to do something similar. This is what it is. So if they're getting this amount of money up front, and it's a pretty good chunk of change, guess what that does to their budget? Yeah, it helps it. This is good news. This is the kind of stuff we're looking for. So when they devalued the Iraqi dinar, I get why they needed to do whatever it took to make sure that the salaries are covered until the damn budget is passed. Once the budget is passed and they get rocking and rolling, they're going to start financing different projects, start hiring more Iraqi people, more people off unemployment. Of course, you know the story, blah, 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 blah. The economy grows, the value of the dinar grows as well. If they're already complaining now about the fact that the Iraqi dinar needs to be revalued after they just devalued it. Now, again, when they revalue it, they're only talking about coming up just a little bit more. They're going to do it in increments. So calm your teats and hang down or hang on, because my guess is you're going to see them go in increments. And this is just my opinion, people. If this goes through and a deal happens, the budgets get going, projects get started, and there's no unrest in the Middle East due to the possible administration coming in. If there's no unrest and things get back on track and they have a chance to rebuild their infrastructure, I would say at the very minimum, every 6 months or so, you're going to start seeing increases in the value of the dinar, not decreases. It's not going to go crazy. It's not going to be some huge RV, although that doesn't mean it won't happen. I'm just saying, I did a video a while back saying it was just my opinion that it would go up in increments, because the reason for that was we wanted to see the impact it would have on its economy. The last thing you want to see happen is they throw it up so high that it ends up crashing the economy. We don't want to see that. So you're going to see it go up in increments over time. This is a good start. We like to see this. Very happy for the people in Iraq. Let's get this thing definitely wrapped up. Okay, so SOMO has offered to supply about 130,000 barrels per day of crude oil for 5 years, according to the letter that is sent to the traders last November. Remember that? We did talk about that. And wants to pay up front for 1 year of the offer, which at current price would fetch more than $2 billion, according to Bloomberg's calculations. So that's getting the money in advance, $2 billion. But if you guys remember, there was agreement between Iraq and China that, they would provide them with oil in exchange that China was supposed to fund these projects for them. Again, giving China oil in advance in case you're not paying attention to what's going on out there geopolitically. They've made these types of arrangements with countries all around the world in which these countries would advance them resources. And then in return, China would turn around and fund projects for them. The problem is, after a while, they would stop funding the projects and ask to renegotiate deals and basically screw the people out of their money. Meanwhile, they gave up a ton of their resources. Let's hope that the United States has some type of say-so in this agreement and protects itself from, teaches Iraq how to protect itself from China. Okay, I'm surprised this is, well, I'm not surprised given who the next administration is, but there's no way in hell I don't think this would have happened if once Trump gets in there, it does another term. Okay, so the government weakened the dinar about 20%. We know this. We know this. Its first devaluation since the U.S.-led invasion in 2003. And its foreign exchange reserve shrank. So basically, we need them to start building back up their foreign reserves. Anyway, it says Iraq's problem make it difficult for the government to raise funds in a more traditional way through the bond market. Although they talked about this, and I do believe they sold some. Now, again, that still could happen. The average yield in dollars is 8.2%, one of the highest levels of any sovereign country. Hell yeah, man. If you could get 8.2% back on your investment into bonds, why wouldn't you do that? This is something I'm going to pay attention to. Let them sell those out there. Again, I'm going to have to look in and share this with you. Look, bonds here in the United States is not a good investment at the moment. But if Iraq is going to be guaranteeing 8.2% back on bonds, that's a pretty good return. You don't get anything like that now. I think you get like maybe 1.5, 1.2, maybe 2 at the very most here in the United States. That's percentage per year. This is 8.2. That's a nice little long-term investment. You know what I mean? Put some money aside for your kids, your grandkids. Let them collect this interest over time. While these cuts have boosted oil prices, they're still down about 25% in the past year. Brent crude is trading at 51.80 a barrel, which is much less than what Iraq needs to budget or to balance its budget. So what? They did it at $42. Anything above that is peaches and cream and helps out. So at 51.80, again, once the economy start opening up and people are out there burning oil like they should be, traveling around, going to work and the whole 9 yards and seeing loved ones finally, you're going to see oil prices go up along with gas prices, all right? So yeah, I like that. That's good news. I spoke about it before. I did a comparison to what was going on in Saudi Arabia. Them having the ability to sell oil before it comes out of the ground. That's going to be a huge boost to the Iraqi economy. Again, you guys, this is good. Once the budget is passed, though, once that deal is made and is set in stone, I'm expecting, again, to see the dinar increase in value in increments over time. The dollar is dropping in Iraq. That's good. That's what you want to see happen. If the dollar value is dropping against the dinar, that means what? The dinar value is going up. Again, when they talk about it, it's kind of dramatic, but it's actually not that big. What is the fixed rate right now? 1,450 dinars for every $1. What did it drop down to, it looks like? Yeah, 1,440. So you save 10 dinars. Don't laugh. It's still savings. All right. So that's where they are. Again, this is based on the market's response to the dinar. Al-Rafidi directs its branches to attract investment companies and grant loans to them. Again, I told you that Iraq has been doing everything they can with the banks around in their country to start doing anything and everything to lure in business, as well as they want customers. The customers don't trust the banks. All right, do what you can. You've seen some of these loans for you to get a house, to get an apartment there. The loans were like, 0.5%, 1%. That's pretty dang good. This is a good way to get the people in there. We'll see if it works, all right? So the Rafidi Bank instructed its branches in Baghdad, and for the record, the Rufidian Bank, now for those of you who are with the ISX, whether you're with George's or Andy's, I know they have a lot of shares in the Rufidian banks. The fact that those sanctions were removed off, there's a big boost for those stocks. In addition to them now spreading out saying, hey, let's do more. All right. So for those of you who bought blocks, congratulations. This is good. Andy, George, you guys let me know. I believe you still do. If you guys go to their website, they do. They're very transparent. They show you how many shares they have in each of the companies that were bought into. So go check it out. I'm pretty sure the Rufidian Bank is on there. At least the last time I looked, which was with George, they had some. Anyways, the bank's media office stated that in a statement with the news, the bank's general manager held an expanded meeting with a number of branch managers and delegates in the country's governance to discuss mechanisms of banking and the services provided to its citizens. The director general of the bank stressed the need for bank sectors to contribute to supporting and revitalizing the private sector in various fields. Man, they're poising themselves to really start taking off. I'm very happy for the Iraqi people. Let's get them going. I know we're just trying to squeeze by on these damn salaries. We need to pass this budget, get it over with, and then move on. For the first time, Bibi hints at a visit he made to Saudi Arabia during which he met bin Salman, which is the Prince bin Salman. So what does that mean? The Jerusalem newspaper said that the Israel Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, hinted for the first time about his visit to Saudi Arabia last month, which the kingdom's foreign ministry denied the news about it. What I think is happening, I mean, I heard a lot about what's going on over there. There are a lot of Arab countries, especially those who are on the Abraham Accord, now feeling like if Trump is not in there, then they might be targeted. There's a lot of concern about, allowing Iran to really just start destabilizing the Middle East. But a lot of these meetings are, look, this doesn't have to happen. We need to stick together. We need to be firm. We need to work as a team. So I like this. It looks like these meetings are happening. This is good. So, yeah, he visited them. What did they say? They said that I recently visited other Arab countries, and I could not speak before about the UAE. I cannot speak now. So they are talking. Hopefully they're not talking about backing out of the agreement, because I think it's the opposite. I think what they're talking about is, look, we need to come together to protect ourselves against what they believe might be coming. So let's keep our fingers crossed. We don't want no more civil unrest over there. We don't want no more destabilization in the Middle East. They don't deserve this shit after all these years. So again, the media's going on. There was happening. We know this. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Israel, Qatar now was over there. We'll see what happens. All right. So they are meeting with one another. I already kind of knew about that. So anyways, nonetheless, look at the salaries are being met. This is a great deal, you guys. I did speak about this in the spring or beginning of summer. I hope this deal goes through, because this will help them out big time. All right, let me know what you guys think, man. What do you think? I'm looking at the dinar to start going up in increments. All right. I know people are going to go, win, Pimpy. You heard him just say, look, at least 2 weeks so they can get into the scene. That doesn't mean they're going to increase in 2 weeks. But I think what's going to happen is you're going to see this budget done. First, you need an agreement between Erbil and Baghdad to get ironed out officially. Get the budget passed. All right. Get these people to vote on this agreement about selling oil that has not been pumped above the ground. Get that money in advance. I think they can have a really, really good spring. I think you're going to know a whole lot more between now and the end of March about the direction that Iraq is going in as far as the dinar is concerned. I told you guys when they devalued it not to panic. I just felt like it was a temporary thing. I know there's a lot of you guys out there thinking there's going to be this big, huge revaluing or reinstate the rate. Is that possible? Of course that is. But I'm thinking more along the lines you're going to see it go in increments. So hang tight. The fact that it's going to be going in the good direction and not more in the back like the World Bank wants is a good sign. All right, you guys, that's it for now. Let me know what you think, man. And I told you guys, because you keep asking me, look, right here, NESARA shop. The link's in the description. Again, when you buy, use discount code Pimpy. It'll save you a few bucks. All right? All right. Hope I see you guys out there January 6th in DC. It should be fun. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. Of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel. And I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later.